researched, we've come up with all these different ideas of what we want to do. And so I'm going to show you how to kind of sort through your information to figure out how to organize your paper. You've spent the last week researching your topic. And now we need to figure out how I want to organize all that information into a paper that makes sense and that is strong and is going to fully explain my point. So when I brainstorm, I am a person who likes to use a web, so I'm going to show you the web version of how to organize this because that's just kind of how my brain works. So in the middle of my paper, I'm going to write important person because I don't know who my important person is for my example, but you would have an actual name of your topic.
So we're doing this along with
Yes, you're doing this along with me. Write important person and you put topic underneath it in parentheses. So this would be whatever your topic is of your actual paper. Okay, for our example purposes today, we're doing an important person. And then you're going to start branching off of what were those big topics that you did, that you researched while you were researching your person. So you're going to draw a little web off of here. And maybe I researched about when they were born. So maybe that's some information I have. And maybe I have some information about their childhood. And maybe I found out some information about when they died. And maybe I found out some information about where they worked. Maybe I found out about who they were married to. Maybe they had an invention. These are all just things that maybe you found out about your person as you're going along. Maybe I found out their pets' names. So those are all big topics I could have found out about my person as I was researching. And then little details I could put off of that. So maybe when they died, I found out the cause of their death. So I would branch that off of death. And when they were born, maybe I found out the city that they were born in. And I could branch that off of when they were born. And when they got married, maybe I know the date they got married. And to whom. So those are all just examples of what I could discover. So I have all these ideas that I've researched. Okay, I've got to figure out how to group this together to make a thesis statement and come up with an organized paper. So right now, I have 6 big areas of information that I've found. How could I naturally kind of group these together so I have like topics with each other? If I wanted to have like 2 or 3 topics, how do you think I could group them? Abby? Okay. So I could group by the years. Looking at these big circles right here in the middle, how could I group these ones that I just put the dots in? How could I group those? What would be similarities? Paige?
childhood and born.
Okay, so childhood and born could go together. So I could combine those into a paragraph. What else could I do? Paige?
Inventions and where they work.
Okay, inventions and where they worked. Okay. What about death and marriage? Do either one of those like really fit into these other 2 categories?
Yep.
Okay. If I just wrote about the death and all I know is the cause, would that really be enough to write a whole paragraph about?
No.
And if I wrote about just the marriage and I just know the day they got married and who they got married to, would that be enough to write a paragraph about?
No.
No. So the reason I'm showing you this is because I have 2 strong body paragraphs right here if I do when they were born in their childhood and their invention and where they worked. This extra stuff that I have left over here, these other random things that I know about them, is what you're going to use for your leads of your paper. When you write your leads of your introduction, you cannot include anything that's in your body paragraphs. So when you go through and brainstorm, what I would do then is I would come through and I would highlight that I am going to write a paragraph about when they are born, and I'm going to write a paragraph about their invention. So I would highlight these yellow, and I would come up here and tell myself that this is going to be body paragraph 1, and that this is going to be body paragraph 2. And this only has to make sense in your world. Nobody else is going to look at it. It's just to help you mark it out. And then I could come over here and put lead, and come over here by marriage and write lead, because this is another lead idea I have. And if I'm really a color coding person that loves to color code a lot, I could come out here and highlight city, because that would be support. And I could come, I don't have any supports off of childhood and inventions, but I could add some. Oh, here's another one. We have pets' names. What would that one be? Where could I put that random fact in my paper? Leela. Okay, I could add it to childhood and born, because that's probably where they have a pet. Or I could put it with my leads, depending on where it fits best in my paper. I could do it in either one. So your first step that you're going to do tomorrow when you come in here is you are going to sit down and look at your research, and you're going to put it out on paper like this and figure out where I'm going to organize my thoughts and ideas, how they fit together the best. Then you're going to write your thesis statement. Questions you guys have for me?